Welcome to the Baby Doll Show. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Let me know in the comment section. My name is Chika Samuels. If we are just meeting for the first time, and I have a question for you. Why are we meeting for the first time? I am the fertility and lifestyle coach, and I'm super excited about what we're going to be discussing today. Just confirm to me that you can see me and you can hear me very well in the comment section, and hashtag first timer if you're joining us for the first time. I'd like to know where you're joining us from. I'm going to be in the comment section in a little bit to engage with you, to answer your questions, and for us to gist. Okay. I'll just wait a bit. Let me let my people know, my yard people, that we're live, yeah? And let's put our phones on vibration so it doesn't disrupt. Okay, so I need a confirmation that you can hear me and you can see me, because we have a lot to discuss today. And you're welcome to the Baby Doll Show. We meet here, we gather here every Tuesday. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know where you're joining in from. Hashtag Lagos, hashtag Aba, hashtag Ogun. Urban adults that are trying for children, and that is hormonal imbalance. So I thought to do start up a new series on this program on hormonal imbalance, how to manage it, especially if you have an 8 to 5 or you're managing a very tedious business. There are certain intangibles that a lot of people take for granted, and they're like, I'm taking all the injections, I'm taking the drugs, I'm doing what the doctor said I should do, but the hormones are not balancing, the results are not changing. Why are they not changing? Is a So if your friends and your family need to hear this, we're talking everything about hormonal imbalance. Please let them know. And today we're zooming on superb sleep for hormonal balance. How does sleep impact your hormones and keep them in check? Okay. And let's start by discussing some of the hormonal benefit that you enjoy when you actually enjoy superb sleep. One of them is taming your stress hormones. We have discussed about stress hormones. If you have been following me, you know I'm very passionate about intangibles that affect infertility. I'm talking about sleep and stress. These are things that oftentimes when the doctors look at your test and be like, everything looks good, nothing is a problem, you should be able to conceive. But it's not happening. Why? Because these intangibles, these silent fertility culprits, once they are disrupted, they can make a mess. The supplement will not work, the effort you're putting into your fertility, your exercises, your dieting is not going to work when these intangibles are affected or they are disrupted. One of them is sleep. So today we're discussing, why the heck does sleep disrupt my hormones? What role does it play in balancing my hormones? So one of the benefits of impact of sleep on your hormones is it helps you to tame your cortisol or your calm nervous system. Yeah. Another benefit is that it helps your anti-aging hormone. I had a very busy weekend and I had an event over the weekend, and the makeup artist that my friends prescribed that I must use for the event, because I had a personal stylist, makeup artists were like, your skin is such a beautiful canvas. It's so easy to do makeup with you. So your skin is so hydrated. It's so easy to do makeup with you, because of the intangible sleep. This factor, sleep is being hydrated. For me, is a major for me. Okay, it's something I don't joke with. I don't just I ensure that the quality of my sleep helps to balance my cortisol hormones, because that's one of the critical hormones that I manage, I keep in check. Yeah. So another hormone benefit of superb sleep is anti-aging hormone, your DHEA. It helps to replenish your DHEA. This is where you see people looking older than they should, because their DHEA, their anti-aging hormone, is not replenished. And this is only done most times, apart from critical supplements, when you sleep well. Okay, you see people having sagging faces, having eye bags, looking stressed, even though they're not doing any physical stresses, because the biochemical stress is impacting their hormones, the anti-aging hormone. Another benefit of superb sleep on your hormones is reduces insulin and subdues inflammation. What do I mean? It improves the way your body metabolizes the food that you eat. It takes more, it's able to sap more from the ingredients from your food. Okay, it's able to also subdue inflammation, subdue the risk of fibroids, PCOS, cysts, polyp. That means the likelihood of your body brooding this menace in your body is reduced when you sleep better. Okay, and also reduces and manages your insulin level. Another benefit is it increases your serotonin. This is your feel good hormone, your relaxation hormone. That's why you see people lie on the bed for 8 hours and they're waking up feeling stressed, more stressed than they went to bed, but they've been in bed, they're not doing anything. Why? Because their sleep quality is not being improved. Also, the benefit of quality sleep on your hormones is that your status of your testosterone, which is a very critical sex hormone, is managed. This protects, from harmful effects of excess, estrogen in your body, increases your melatonin, which helps you to sleep better. It increases your growth hormone, so your body heals better when you have injuries or when your body needs repair or fat burning benefits. These are all benefits of superb sleep on your hormone. Another benefit is increased thyroid hormone. What this happens is that when your thyroid is a mess, that's when you see people, they say, yeah, they're eating so much, it's not showing in their body. Or they're not eating so much and they're getting big. The scale is not moving. Why? Because the thyroid function is a mess. It's not helping them to maximize their metabolism. Another benefit of superb quality sleep on your hormones is how do I explain it? It helps to enhance your appetite control. Okay, a lot of people, I didn't get to show you what I'm eating. Why? Of course, I always have water. I have a glass of water here, and I have I call it my cookie jar. So unlike your biscuits and all that, I have this in my glass jar. I have nut trail. I have a lot of seeds and nuts, pistachio, granuts. I hope you're seeing my camera. I have a lot. It's a mix of trails, and it's nice, really nice. So I snack on this and I'm fine. I drink water. I don't, yeah, like I always say, you can only eat healthy when you have healthy at home. Yeah. So that's what I'm eating as I'm talking with you. So I just remembered what I'm eating because I'm talking about appetite control. So when you sleep better, you're able to control and manage your appetite. Okay. It helps you to, suppress, what's it called? The appetite stimulating hormone in your body. Okay, so those are some of the benefits of sleep, good sleep. It also helps you to keep your muscles moving, keep your memory sharp. A lot of people, if you are in the what was it, you call someone, you pick up the phone, I can't remember what I called you, I'll call you back. Your hormones are out of balance. If that's happening very frequently, you need to give attention. If you're forgetting things, you just walked into your room, I went to go and look for something. Why did I even come in here? If that's happening very frequently, there's a particular hormone that's out of balance. So these are a lot of things I'm going to be discussing in this series. So don't go anywhere. At the end of this broadcast, I'll be sharing with you my takeaway hot hormone facts. Okay, and it's something that you can relate and you can get benefit for. This show is for today's urban adults. Yeah. So if you're dealing with hectic schedules, your workload is getting bigger, you're dealing with more hours in front of the computer or in front of the TV, these are more reasons why lack of sleep, can really, tell on your hormone imbalance. So along with managing stress, ensuring that you routinely get a good night's rest is the most important factor for restoring hormone balance. I know that your medical practitioner may have told you something different, but trust me, it will do you more good than any supplement there is under the face of earth. Getting a good night's sleep. A lot of people don't sleep well. They are going to bed at the wrong times. For example, did you know that between 9 p.m., no, 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. is when the critical hours that your body needs to rejuvenate, repair, and handle the stress that you put on it during the day. So if you're awake or you're eating caloric foods or you're stressing your digestive system at those hours, or you're straining your eye, you're not sleeping at those times, and it maximizes those hours to restore your body to balance. If you're doing disruptive activities at those times, it further enhances the hormonal imbalances in your body. Okay, so great quality sleep is absolutely necessary. Also, if you're struggling with fat loss or weight control and all that, and fertility is a very good factor. And also, if you have failed at dieting before, chances are that improper sleep or insufficient sleep is a contributing factor. Trust me, I have over and over again in our fertility coaching program, I have had people come, sorry, I will have a look at their hormonal profiling, their hormonal assay, and I tell them, before we put you on a supplementational plan, we need to fix your sleep habits. A lot of urban adults have terrible sleep habits, and they are wondering why the supplements are not working. They're wondering why the fertility treatments are not working. They're wondering why the drugs are not working. They're wondering why conception is not happening. These are intangibles that are contributing factors. I'll read a recent research story. According to, there was a recent research I read about how there was analysis that they did, how sleep deprivation is affecting more than 70 million adults. The schedules are not, is even worse, because over there in America they could have some respect for work hours and all that. In Africa, we really don't have respect. The employers really don't have respect about work hours, because now that people are working at home, it's assumed they are sleeping. So they are giving you more workload. They are not respecting your shutdown time and your wake up time. Yeah. So in fact, that study said that they spent over $24 billion every year just trying to fall asleep. How, you will ask me? But still, it's only a fraction of the $100 billion, like I read, that they spend annually in their attempts to lose weight. Okay, how are they doing this? In sleep supplements, sleep aids. Okay, this is the amount that is spent in sleep aids. So I'll give you a little quiz to know if you have actually been sleep deprived. Ask yourself these questions. First, question number one: do you fall asleep as soon as your head hits the pillow? Don't answer me. You can answer in the chat button. Okay, answer number one, you write yes or no. Click your answer in the chat button. Do you rely on an alarm to wake up? That means if the alarm fails, you won't be able to wake up normally. Question, answer yes or no. Do you feel tired during the day? You can see how I'm talking, I'm energetic. There are people at this time, they are feeling, can I just go back to bed? So do you feel tired during the day? Do you tend to sleep more on the weekends? That's another answer, a question. Answer. Put your answers on the comment section. I'm coming there to check your answers. If you answered yes to these questions that I've just narrated, to any of the above, you are probably sleep deprived. Trust me, you are. Trust me, you are. So let's talk about how sleep impacts your hormones, which is actually what we're zeroing in this topic. Sleep deprivation, that's you not getting enough sleep, perpetuates the viscous cycle of excess stress hormones. Okay, it reduces sleep-inducing melatonin. That means the hormone that helps you to feel sleepy. It reduces its impact and it not enabling you to do the work it is going to do. And the third part also, which is also very critical, is that it lowers the growth hormone, the hormones that helps your body to repair your bodies, to, maybe you had a surgery, your body to grow back again, to go back to normal, things to normalize and all that. It lowers the growth hormone pace, because your hormonal state, yeah, it impacts your ability to sleep. That's an established fact. We have a lot of research bodies that proves this over and over again. For instance, let's look at which one should I? Let's look at progesterone. This is one of the sex hormone. Low progesterone has been proven. These are, some research. It has been proven to be associated oftentimes with PCMS. With PMS or low serotonin, and it's commonly found with people that are diagnosed with depression. And this can lead to many frustrating nights of turning and tossing on the bed, or repeatedly waking up to go and wee early, hours in the morning. So it's a very important subject, and it's a very important area to look at. Okay, and I often see that a lot of times when people come with complaints of PMS, they're having PMS syndrome and signs, we often look at their quality of sleep. A lot of times, when sleep is managed properly, the PMS syndromes reduce in their impact. So let's also look at how sleeping helps you to stay slim. Because this is a question I often get from a lot of people. They be like, "Oh, you've given birth, but you don't look like you've even gotten married, not giving birth and all that." That's because I take sleep very, very seriously. I don't sleep too much, but I know how to impact my sleep. That moment that I hit the bed, I'm maximizing and I'm getting into the deep sleep states of my, my sleep quality. Because sleep is a very absolutely, fascinating innate function. Like I call it it's an intangible. It's not something that you can relate to. It's not like fibroids that you can see in a scan. Yeah. So you need to assess maybe someone that's trying for a parent is based on their analysis. When I check your schedules, I ask you some very critical questions that I'm able to know that you're not sleeping properly. And it depends on an intricate interplay of environmental signals, how your body is perceiving stress. Yeah, we have done a series on stress, how your body is perceiving the stress in your environment, and various other structures and chemicals within your body, the cream you apply, what you're exposing your body to, and all that, things in your work area, in your home, in your personal care products. They are all interplaying in your sleep quality. Okay, there is a particular gland, the hypothalamus. It helps to gather information about your body temperature. For instance, it helps to gather information about your light exposure, yeah, to influence your normal sleep habits, and also what hormones are released when. So when your body temperature is directly linked to our actual feeling, our level of wakefulness, it helps to arouse the feeling of wakefulness. So believe it or not, the warmer we are, the more alert you become. The warmer you feel in your environment, the more alert you are. So once melatonin is a sleep hormone, once it's released, it causes your body to calm down. It sinks in, helps to sink you into deeper sleep, which is when actually the growth hormones actually get to work. So when you're still able to awake when something, you're sleeping and something else happens in the house and you just wake up, your growth hormones are not able to replenish in your body. But when you go into the deeper state of your sleep, at that point, more cell reproduction is able to take place, more protein breakdown, is able to happen in your body slowly. Essentially, what your body is doing is that it repairs itself during sleep. And that is why it's very critical for hormone balancing, especially when you're talking about your bones, your skin, your muscle cells, because proteins are, what is it called in biology again? Your building blocks, yeah. So they are needed for cell reproduction. They are needed for cell, repair from damages, effects of stress, of ultraviolet rays, of deep sleep. So all these things are actually, that's why they call deep sleep, sleeping beauty or beauty sleep, yeah. So the growth hormones is also encouraging for fat loss, and that's where a lot of people miss it. They hit the gym, they eat the diet well, they keep to the portion control, but they're not sleeping well, and they're wondering, why am I not losing weight? So it's a very important factor to keep attention to, because your growth hormones naturally declines as you age. Okay, but poor quality sleep and low melatonin can cause the production of your growth hormone to drop even further. We have a lot of research bodies that show this and prove this. So without sufficient melatonin, you could lose rejuvenating or fat burning benefits of the growth hormone, and you can become susceptible to gaining abdominal weight gain. There are people that they look slim altogether, but the biggest part of their body is their stomach, and they're not pregnant, but they look like they are 3 months pregnant. My personal assistant is checking her stomach if I'm describing her. So a very important angle is how sleep impacts your stress levels. Let's talk about that a bit. Not surprisingly, sleep has profound effect on your nervous system. I'm telling you, throughout most of your sleep cycle, because sleep is in cycles. Okay, your sympathetic nervous system, that's the nervous system that tells you, oh yeah, it's time to run or it's time to calm down. It relaxes, when that the parasympathetic nervous system, that's your rest and digest system, is stimulated. They work hand in hand. And the reverse is true also during the deep sleep, when you're having your REM sleep, your dreaming, or what people call the dreaming phase of sleep. So what happens is that activities also decrease in the parts of your brain that controls your emotion, your decision making processes, your social interactivity. It is decreased when you're not entering that phase of sleep. That means you become very irritable. You're not able to make excellent decisions. You just want to, let's just get it over with. You don't have controls over your emotion, because you're not, even though you're lying in bed for 8 hours, you're not entering the dreaming or the REM phase of your sleep. So in addition to calming the flight, or what they call it, the flight or fight nervous system, sufficient rest and recuperation, do you understand? It's very, very effective in reducing your stress levels. I read about a recent study that was published in the Lancet Support, and this claims that the research claims that it showed that sleep deprivation causes, it caused stress hormones to rise in the evening. Meanwhile, the reverse is supposed to be in the case. Your stress hormones are supposed to calm down as the sun is going down, as you're entering evening, and it's supposed to do the reverse when you're waking up. But this research proved that sleep deprivation caused the stress hormones to rise up in the evening. That's why you see people, they say, oh, they need to watch movie late in the night before they are able to sleep. Why? Because it's as if the day is just starting up for them, because their stress hormone is increasing. If you check their cortisol levels at that time of the day, is increasing in the evening, and it's heightening their stress response during their waking hours also. So another study that I read of in Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism in 20, that published was in 2001. Yes, it was another one of the first shows that shows that chronic insomnia leads to high cortisol. There was a lot of research studies that show that in that particular episode of that study, the hyperactive activity of those stress response pathways in the brain keeps people awake when they're supposed to be sleeping. So it's an established fact that high cortisol fuels appetite and makes you feel hungry. So imagine if your stress hormones are supposed to be lowered naturally at night, it's high. What does that make you feel? It makes you feel peckish at night. Makes you feel hungry, especially for sugary and carb-laden treats, even when you have eaten enough. Okay, causing your blood sugar to spike, your insulin to soar, even more unwanted fats to collect around your abdomen. After even a few nights of sleep deprivation. Otherwise, healthy people, appear to be they call them pre-diabetic, because they have not entered the diabetic phase already. You see it in their glucose tolerance tests. They are not able to regulate their blood sugar. Their body is not able to, metabolize the carbohydrates, even the good carbohydrate that they consume. And this makes you feel lousy. Even some people say, let me catch up with sleep. Even short-term sleep depth can make you fat, because there is a time of the day when your body is supposed to relax. When you don't give it that time, you can't really pay it back that way. Okay, you need to do some relaxing and all that to get yourself in place, because it's a very important. For example, there are some healthy habits, especially if you have there are hormones that you're struggling with, like cortisol hormone, and if you're probably running an 8 to 5 and you're running a business. There are some healthy habits that I inculcate in the program of people that are trying for children. One of them is aromatherapy body massage. If you're dealing with any of my couples that are dealing with high cortisol levels, it is highly recommended at least once a month to get in a very good, masseur clinic where they give you fertility aromatherapy body massage. Okay, this helps you, it resets your whole body, and it helps to target, where you have stress pinch points and address them so that you're calmer, and it makes everything a lot more easier. So let's talk about appetite. How does sleep impact appetite? Does it have any impact? You see, sleep helps you to lose weight. And I often don't like talking about losing weight. I like talking about weight maintenance. Because what it does is that it's influencing the hormones that control your appetite. Is it not when you eat something that it can stay in? So if your appetite is not controlled, you eat the wrong things and you have cravings. Someone said, I don't know why I'm always craving for the wrong things. Because it's a sign of hormonal imbalance. So she has in the house the right things, the wrong things, but she rather go for the wrong ones, even when the right ones are available, because the appetite is not in control, and the metabolism is not being managed. I read about a study, I think it was 2004, a study that they made in a University of Chicago. It was also a first to show that sleep is a major regulator of appetite. Is an appetite controlling hormone. The sleep hormone is, and it also was found in that study to link the extent of hormonal variations, with the degree of hunger change. It was a very epic moment for me when I read that study, and I can relate to it a lot when dealing with the couples that we talk with and we deal with in the fertility coaching programs. More specifically, they actually found that appetite enhancing hormone increased by 28%, while as appetite curbing and metabolism enhancing hormone, that's the leptin, decreased by 18% among subjects, people that they use as samples, who were sleep deprived. Can you imagine? Can you beat that fact? So there's no arguments about it, okay, because appetite was not the only factor found to increase with lack of sleep, but here it was a resounding one that we picked out. So the desire for, if you're having desire for high caloric food, high sugar food, it's also jumps with insufficient slumber. You can be sure about that. So promise you that at the end of towards the end of the show, I'm going to give you a takeaway hot hormone fact. Have you ever wondered how certain meals makes you feel sleepy? I was discussing with someone over the weekend. She was like, I have a colleague, she's so slim and proper, she's so put together, but the moment any day she eats rice, we will know. Her silver can't come up, her button can't hold, she just looks fat overnight. I said, of course. The problem is not the rice. So anytime she eats rice. So the problem is not the rice. Of course, rice is a mucus forming acidic food. Okay, so if you're dealing with something like, it's the first thing that I remove if you're working with us in our coaching program, rice is first thing I remove in your diet. If you're dealing with fibroids, PCOS, is the first thing that has to leave your diet. There's a mucus forming, it helps the fibroids to form colonies. It's a mucus forming, it's an acidic food. There's no nutrition about white rice. Okay, so I said, first of all, not that just that the problem is with the rice, also the body's response to the rice is another thing. There's definitely some hormones that are going haywire that she needs to address. Okay, so let's talk about how certain meals make her feel sleepy. I read about a study of a group of scientists in the University of Manchester. They were the first to discover that brain neurons that keep us awake and alert are turned off after we eat. I was shocked. Because that study, what it shows is that it appears that the sugar in the food that we eat, tells the brain to stop producing oxytocin. That's the peptide, the hormone that increases both appetite and wakefulness. So this, for me, what this insight showed me is it gave me insight into the activity of this hormone, and it explains why we tend to crave a nap after a big meal. Someone will sit down and just finish a mini pie or a mini pie of maybe pizza, and you want to sleep, or 2 wraps of fufu or swallow. Of course, you want to sleep. And also it explains why you may have a rough time sleeping if you're actually hungry. That's the other side of the coin. You have a tough time sleeping if your body is feeling hungry. In the same year, I read about a research at the Stanford School of Medicine. They found that subjects who had only 5 hours of sleep per night had less pectin. That's more ghrelin, and these are hormones that always come to play. This increases, gives an increase in their BMI. That's their body mass index, regardless of the exercises that they put them on, regardless of the dieting program that they put them on. And even the most committed dieters, because it was a very, very, very lengthy research study, and I really took time. Even the most committed dieters, they were found fighting. They were fighting a losing battle, to lose weight, because they were having minimal time for sleep per night. So this is precisely why sleep, is the first in the steps that we have in the 7 step that we address in those that are in our So Precious Fertility and Wellness program, for hormonal health and also for weight loss. And next week we're going to continue on this very important discussion. We'll be looking at hormonal diet, sleep, solutions, and now I've talked about how sleep impacts. What are the solutions? I'm going to be discussing my favorite steps for hormone balancing sleep. I believe that you've gotten value from today. If you have questions, comment in the comment section. If you have any question about things I've talked about, or you have a comment, or you can relate to any of the studies I've discussed with you about, I'm going to be in the comment section in a little bit to engage with you and to gist with you. Till we meet next Tuesday, keep living healthy and keep giving the world your best.